You making these three reinvention mistakes. These are the three main mistakes women make when they are about to reinvent themselves in midlife. Mistake number one is waiting for the perfect time. And why is this such a problem? Because there is never a perfect time. If you know that something needs to change, something needs to shift, you need to start moving forward in some way or another. The best time to start is yesterday, and the next best time to start is right now. So have a little think about what it is that you have been avoiding and whether this could perhaps be an avoider saboteur that is at play. If you don't know anything about the saboteurs, let me introduce you to something called positive intelligence that identifies 10 different saboteurs. And take a little break from this video, press pause now on this video, and go and do the little test for me. There's a little assessment you can take. It takes about maybe 3 or 4 minutes that you can take, and you can find out what your top saboteurs are, what is stopping you from making the changes you really want to make. So I'm going to give you a link. I'll put it on the screen now as well. The link is laurenkinghorn.com/assessment. Go to laurenkinghorn.com/assessment. It will take you to the Positive Intelligence website. I will also place the link in the description and in the first comment so that you can go and click it really easily. That'll make it a lot easier for you. Then, once you've done the test, come back to me, come back to the video because there's still more. And if you're feeling really brave, come back and tell me what your top 3 saboteurs are. And if avoider is one of them, that could be the reason why you are falling into this very trap. So what's the solution for this? Start before you feel ready. Start right now. If you're confused about taking action and whether it's time to start reinventing yourself, then you need to know this one thing. Action precedes clarity. You're not going to get here unless you take the first action. You have to start moving towards what it is that you want for you to see whether that is going to make a difference, whether that new action that you're going to take is going to make a difference towards you getting what you really want. Let me give you an example of this in my own life. So if you listen to my Midlife Reinvention story, you'll know this. But at one stage, I was really, really unwell. And this was really early in my life. It wasn't in midlife. It was in my 20s that I needed to find a way to get well again. And I took many, many actions. It was a bit like trying to invent the light bulb. Edison took 10,000 steps towards creating the light bulb. He never called any of those steps failures. He reframed failures as steps, stating that he'd found 10,000 ways that will not work. I can tell you, it felt like I found 10,000 ways that would not work as well because I tried so many things for so many years to get better. And then I finally landed on the right thing. And I've had many times in my life where that has happened. You take the action and you take the action and you keep taking the action, but are you ever going to stop? It's like when you're trying to teach a baby to walk. Are you ever going to stop teaching them to walk? That baby is going to fall down and get up and fall down and get up and fall down and get up 10,000 times. But will the baby ever stop trying? No, not until it knows how to walk. So that's how I want you to see this. Take an action. Take a step forward. Take an imperfect action. Take it before you are ready because action precedes clarity. Okay, we good on that one. Are you ready for mistake number 2? Mistake number 2 is reinventing from the outside in. So that is outside pressures deciding that it's time for you to reinvent yourself. That is, for example, a partner saying you have to change or you reacting off the back of their midlife crisis. That is any kind of outside pressure that is telling you it is now time for change. Because what do we normally do? when there's outside pressure telling us it's time for change, we back against it. We fight against it. We have issues with it. It feels more challenging. It feels more stressful. It feels like it is being pushed on us. And that is not going to do the same as you deciding intrinsically from the inside that you want to change yourself, that this is something you desire. Another form of outside change could be, for example, when your body starts to break down. If you see that as a bad thing, instead of as an alert signal that it is time for you to do something about your health, those are very big reframes. You might start hating on your body and thinking, my body is letting me down. I remember when I was at my worst, when I really felt my worst, I shouted at my body a lot. I was very, very angry with it for letting me down. I felt disappointed by my body. I couldn't understand how I could be so into health and healing and wellness and be feeling the disappointment with my own body, that my body was letting me down. And so that's where you need to start. You need to start on that internal change, the mindset shift. And it's more than just mindset. And that is, again, where positive intelligence comes in, because positive intelligence is about starting from the inside. It's about rewiring your brain. So it does more than just getting a new mindset. So like an affirmation that you tell yourself. Positive intelligence actually is clinically proven. You can see it on an MRI that it lights up different parts of the brain. When you do the positive intelligence program, different parts of your brain light up, prefrontal cortex, your right brain, so that you become more whole brain instead of so in your head, overthinking things, looking at things from a very different way. You're in a more creative brain. Your brain works differently. It becomes sage. Instead of operating from fear, from stress, from pressure, from I have to, I should, I must, it starts operating from, oh, wouldn't it be nice if I'm curious about this? What about this idea? Isn't that a great possibility? So you start opening up different ways of looking at the world, and that is doing it from the inside out. You come at it with a completely different way of thinking because you're a whole brain now, and you start to see things as ease, joy, and flow in a peaceful way. And I can't explain to you exactly how the program does this for you. The best way to find out is to actually join the program, become part of the program. But if you're not ready to take that step, let's get to mistake number 3, and we'll start you off in a community. Because mistake number 3 is thinking that you can do this alone. Imagine that you've decided that you want to go to gym and you want to get there every morning at 5:30 because you've got a full day ahead of you and you're never going to get all things done in your day if you don't go at 5:30 in the morning. What's your chances of going there if you don't have a gym buddy? If you don't have somebody that you do this with? When you try to do it alone, you fall off the bus a lot faster than if you are working with a gym partner. When you have accountability, when you have vulnerability, when you're able to phone somebody in the morning at 5 o'clock and say, oh, I'm really not feeling up to it today. I just cannot get out of bed. And they say, no, 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 no. You've got to get out of bed. You've got to come. I'm not doing this alone. And you are accountable and yet also vulnerable. Somebody there for you where you can share your innermost feelings. And that's what you'll be able to do in our private school community called Reinventors Playground. So I'll be there to support you as a transformation life coach, but you will also find that you will get tremendous support from all of the other ladies who are in there who are also reinventing themselves. And you're going to pair up with people inside that community who are reinventing themselves in a similar way to you, possibly. And maybe they're also going through a health challenge that they are working through, or maybe they have already worked through something and they can help lead you the right way. I'm not here to be the be all and end all to all of you. I know that a lot of what is going to happen in this community, and that power of community, is that one, it's a sense of belonging that you get, a place where you can belong. And two, it's a place where you can bounce ideas off each other. You can coach each other. You can support each other. You can help each other to the finish line, if there is such a thing as a finish line. And beautiful relationships are going to be forged. And the reason I know this is because I've run a school community before. I've run a Facebook group. I'm still running a Facebook group. And also because I run group sessions in my positive intelligence coaching program. And in those group sessions, I have seen how the women come together to support each other. It is the most beautiful thing. I can see how they uplift each other, how they encourage each other, how they enlighten each other, how they provide insights, and how people, when they hear what each other is going through, how they are able to connect the dots in their own lives and how it helps them sort out their own problems. So I can tell you that these three mistakes are going to be sorted through a combination of positive intelligence, getting to know who you are, getting to know what your saboteurs are, and getting into the program if you're ready and willing to do that. Fun stage, I'm sure you will be. And the third thing is getting into a community, being in the Reinventors Playground together with us, because that is where you're going to get your wins. That is where you're going to start to apply everything that I'm going to teach you in the challenges that we run and the masterclasses that I offer, whatever we're going to call those, in my playbook that I'm busy working on. By the way, I am putting together a Reinventors playbook, which will have a whole lot of insights. But let me tell you that insight is only 20% of what can help you. 80% of it is actually doing the work. It's actually getting past that avoider saboteur. It's getting past all of the other things in your head that you think you should be doing and actually getting to the point where you're doing what lights you up and moving into reinvention in ease, joy, and flow. Looking forward to seeing you on the inside in the Reinventors Playground. It's been wonderful chatting to you, and I hope you've enjoyed this chat. Please leave a comment below if you enjoyed this, and subscribe to the channel if you found this useful. Let me know which of these three mistakes is the one that you're struggling with. And if you're barely feeling bold and brave today, let me know what your top three saboteurs are. And when you come into the program or come into the community, into the Reinventors Playground with us, we can start to talk about those, because those will be in the 5-day challenge. We will do a whole day where we talk about your personal saboteur. So whoever comes into that Zoom session will get to talk about your specific top saboteurs. And then you'll start to really start getting some flashes of inspiration and really see how they've been messing with your life and how you can start to put them back in there. Yes, you can put them back in their box, and you can find what's good about them as well, because all of them start out as your greatest strengths. And it's only when we overuse them that they actually start playing havoc with our lives. So we're not going to make anything wrong. We're just going to help you move forward in ease, joy, and flow, in confidence, feeling empowered, feeling joyful, and feeling excited about the future, because that's what midlife reinvention is about. There is a beautiful future ahead of you, and you're going to discover it in our Reinventors Playground. Looking forward to seeing you there. Please don't forget to leave some kind of a comment below. I'd love to get to know you better. Bye.